Hello, this is Neil from iPaintGirls.com. You can visit the website for more free tutorials. I'm going to show some quick tips and tricks to help you with foreshortening and drawing complex poses. So the first thing then is you want to get good at drawing is the mannequin. And so it's just knowing what the mannequin's made up of. And here's a quick trick or tip that really helps me with the torso, is to represent the torso with a line, line, and line. What these lines represent is the shoulder up here, and I should probably draw this on a separate layer. Represents the top shoulder here, the bottom of the chest, and then the top of the waistline, and then that's where the crotch attaches to there. So if you were to draw this over here, it would be the shoulder, maybe I should draw it this, okay. Shoulder, bottom of the chest. Notice they're about equal length apart, bottom of the waistline. Then this would come down to the crotch area, which you can kind of just represent like so. And then you'd have your chest in here. The head would be somewhere around here. And then your midsection. Abs would start here. You can roll the ribs around. You can start adding all that into it. Notice the abs would come down into the crotch area like so. Then your legs. Finally, shoulders you can represent as just lines for now right there and there. And you can kind of do like this kind of part of a box thing here if you want. And then the cylinders will come off of that. So the arm is represented as one long cylinder, a tapered cylinder, like so. You can, even draw the cylinder part if you want to, like that. And then overlap that with another cylinder, and this becomes your forearm. I like to, represent or draw it with the side like that. That's more like a three-dimensional because it just helps you kind of visualize where everything's supposed to be. And then you can connect the hand to that, which is, imagine the hand's a shape about like this, and then about the same length from here to there. That represents the grouping of fingers, so the fingers would go in there. Then you'd have the thumb coming off like so. Hand's a little bit small, so I can make it a little bit bigger, but the hand should be about as big as the face here, not the top of the head part though. The legs represented as long cylinders. You can do a circle if you want, and then you can have overlapping tapered cylinder again. When you draw the foot, kind of come out like so, some shape like that for the mannequin foot, and then draw this upside down U in here. And it really helps show the form of the foot. Like, there's some three-dimensionality there. You can, anyway, something like that. So you get the idea. I did his legs a little bit short, but I can make them longer if I wanted to. No big deal. Right, so that's the basic parts of the mannequin. Now, once you know the parts of the mannequin, you can start drawing a mannequin. It's pretty simple, but to get good, here's some practice tricks you can do. One thing is look at comic books, and then also take movies like action-packed movies with a lot of cool, poses, a lot of cool action poses with foreshortening and stuff. Pause the DVD on a cool pose, go frame by frame until you get a really nice pause, and then draw a mannequin version of that. If you need to trace at first, that's fine, just to get the idea of how foreshortened things can get. And notice that limbs overlap each other, that this forearm right here, for example, will overlap the part of the bicep and things like that. So kind of pay attention to that. Like if I had 3 circles in a row here, 3 spheres in a row here, and I wanted to look at it from here, right? So now I'm looking at it from that direction. Notice I have the back sphere, then I have the next sphere, then I have the next sphere. And so notice that there's overlapping happening here with the shape. So that's important to know, that things overlap like that. After you're good at drawing mannequin by pausing a video, a cool action-packed movie, or looking at a comic book and look at some cool poses and then draw the mannequin version of it without tracing anymore. Now you're just drawing it by looking at it. Once you're able to do that and it looks right, then wait a few days, draw a whole page of mannequins like that, then wait a few days, then go back and dress those up. By dressing them up, I mean just anatomy though, and naked. So don't dress them up how they were in the comic book. And it's important that when you're dressing them up, this is why you wait a few days, that you don't look at any source material that they came from. Now you just draw straight from your mind, and you do the anatomy best you can, without looking, at any references. Keep doing those practices, and then sometimes looking at references, sometimes not, until you get to the point where you can dress a mannequin no problem, and you can draw a mannequin from something you look at. Once you're at that point, then begin drawing mannequins from your mind, and that's where it gets fun, because now it's where you're able to start drawing from your mind, which is there's a certain joy I can't explain it, but there's a certain joy you get when you're drawing from your mind. It's really cool. So I'm going to imagine a pose here. I want the character kind of running at us, sort of. And I want it there to be foreshortening and things going back into space and things come back at me. So I want to draw the twisting motion here, this kind of S curve, a gesture line. Another gesture line for his shoulders. Maybe just line for his, and actually I want this shoulder to be really short, so I'm going to represent like that, just with a line. And this shoulder is going to kind of come up more out here, like so. Remember the three lines: the shoulder line, bottom of the chest line, midsection line, and then I can begin to draw the shape like that, and then I can draw a shape coming here and then here, like so. Okay, so now I have this is kind of twisting this way. I'm going to have all that coming down. I'm not paying attention. Sometimes when you get good at mannequins, you'll start already kind of drawing in the anatomy. But first, just master the mannequin part. Once you're able to do mannequins from your head and in all these different poses that you need them in, then start. You'll naturally just start to cut steps, and your mannequins will become more and more refined, and you can just draw so much better from your mind. Let's see here. So I want to kind of have something of a mannequin representation of the shoulder there, which I said you can do before, like just like a line like that, like a line and line. And then I'm going to have really foreshortened bicep here, so I'm just going to represent like that, and then I'm going to do a cylinder coming out that way somewhere, something like so, and then the hand would kind of be like so. Anyway, something like that. And then I'm going to have represent the shoulder a little bit. I say represent because I'm not actually, the mannequin's just kind of representing something like a shoulder. Some overlapping here. And then I'm going to have the hand something like so. Okay, so he's coming at us, and then I want this leg kind of twisting that way. And then coming down, I kind of want to have some sort of gesture target for the foot. And then this leg is going to be coming out and then coming back around. And I kind of want to draw the tapering circle there, the knee coming out, and then I just want, since it's going in the back, I'm just going to have part of his foot being represented. So if I would view him from the side view, one foot's back here and one foot's up here, like so. And so one foot's it's way in the back. So since he's kind of coming at us, how I represent that is I draw the foot, much smaller than it might normally be. Damn, went back too far. Just erase it again, I guess. I could have stepped forward, but I don't have a key for that. So I just want to represent the foot really tiny. Okay. Now I'm going to come forward with this leg here, kind of do this line just to show that it's coming forward. I kind of want like that, and then I'm going to do this tapered cylinder. And I'm thinking his legs probably aren't big enough, so what I'm going to do is just grab all this. I could, if I'm like drawing by pencil, whatever, I can just redraw it a little bit bigger, so it's no big deal. Only takes a second. But that's just much faster, so I'm just going to use Photoshop to do that. Okay, so I'm going to pull this down like that, and then one more tapering. I'm going to kind of curve it too, and it's in I want the knee area actually. And then let's see here, it's going to really come out a lot bigger than the other foot since this is coming out at us. Do that hook to really show the foot has form. Anyway, something like so. Right, so once you got an idea and it's down and it's starting to make sense, then you can come in and start refining it a little bit and adding little details. You can do this in the sketching stage. Let's say I want this to be the kneecap, and I want the kneecap to kind of come down like this, and this will be the dark part of the kneecap. Part of the calf would be showing over there, and then I would have part of the kneecap like that, I would have part of the muscle that comes from the thigh to there, and then the calf would kind of swoop around and come down here. Then have part of the ankle and heel, and then part of the foot, and then this foot would come out more over here, probably like that. Probably make that foot even smaller, just part of the tip showing back there. Erase some of the other foot, like so. I want to really push all this coming down to show part of that leg. I can kind of show that's going back by shading it more. And I kind of want to overlap that. I really want to bring the line here of the abs so it's coming, the abs are kind of coming down into that area there. So I just represent that with some line. Really come out with that part of the leg is coming up there and coming out. This muscle here actually starts from out here because you have that big muscle, and then kind of coming like that, part of that muscle, and then I can draw the line there. Let's see, something like that. I'm going to run out of time. I kind of draw some of those muscles, and I can draw part of that muscle, and maybe even part of that muscle in that line there, and just kind of show that whole part is kind of bending that way. 11 minutes. Okay, now once you kind of have some, parts sketched out kind of how you want it, things are kind of looking right, then you can, begin to do an ink sketch over it if you want, or just some type of sketch where you get rid of part of it. I'm going to show the collarbones coming there. I want that shoulder coming back and just show part of it here. Then I just, since that's so foreshortened because it's coming back away from us, and then this is coming out toward us, so it's going to be overlapping like that, and then I'd show his hand and so forth, and I'd draw the muscles. And now, since you have practice from, you have been practicing, that is drawing characters from real images, and then also adding muscular, that is adding anatomy onto mannequins. Once you're able to draw a mannequin like this from your mind, you should then be able to easily, that is, once you can get cool poses of mannequins in your mind, you should easily be able to dress them up, that is with anatomy, because you've already been practicing that and you know how to do that now. And I'm just doing a quick pen sketch. This isn't meant to actually be like a work of art or anything. Keep in mind I'm working very quickly here, and so I'm just trying to show what I'm talking about and talk at the same time, which sometimes can be quite challenging, believe it or not. But some quick lines, and you should be able to start to see some form happen here, and you kind of see where I'm going with this, hopefully. One more ab and then another ab coming down here. I really want to show that. Kind of have this muscle coming up there, having this one be foreshortened because it's being pulled back away from us. Just represent like that. You can do like this little part, like not that line, just that line there. I'm going to be doing another video, tips and tricks on how to do muscles, like what muscles to overlap, what muscles not, what lines to draw, what lines to ignore. Some pretty useful stuff, so stay tuned for that. And if you have any ideas, what kind of tutorial you'd like to see, please let me know. And I do sometimes get to them. I really do try to help everyone out as much as I can and bring you the stuff that you want to see. So just let me know, please. I appreciate it. All right, just about out of time here, so I'm going to just kind of just that line, and then part of part of that muscle like that. And then you kind of, I don't want to draw the hand to take too long right now. You can start to draw the face here, the head, ear, over there somewhere. Back muscle, whatever that, not back muscle, that, what that muscle is called, trapezius or something. Names aren't important, unless you're a doctor or something, I guess. And I'm out of time, so thank you for watching. I appreciate it. Again, if you like this video, please leave comments, and rate the video. So that's cool. And there you go. So you can kind of get an idea where I was going with that. Alright, so thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed this. Please get the thumbs up if you enjoyed, like I said, and leave comments and let me know what kind of tutorials you'd like to see next.